People buy into the lifestyle, the life that you live. People don't really care about that you're in your room and stuff. Even though a lot of my videos are in my room and I'm giving value, those are the videos where it's straight value. Outside of that, people just want to see the lifestyle. So if you can show them like the life that you could live with the business model that you're promoting or the thing that you're trying to promote, like the product or service that you're selling, that's the way that you can really gain leverage, because content is the biggest thing. It doesn't matter what your sales funnel looks like. It doesn't matter about what your calls to action look like. If your content is just so good, you're going to get sales. More content and better content just equals more sales and more leads. More leads is the fucking key to fixing any problem, because more leads equals more money. When Andrew Tate launched Hustlers University, he made $10 million in the first fucking month of running it. Bro, he was using fucking business coaches from Fiverr. What does that tell you? It's because he was the #1 Google search, and like all of his content was just so good that everyone was just coming towards and buying his thing eventually, like getting billions of views. So the answer is more content. And obviously when you get to a certain level, you want to have a good product because you're just going to be scamming people. But if you get to a point where your content is just so good and so valuable that your product matches that level, you're going to have a business that's going to be scalable, and you're going to be able to hit those like 10K months, 30K months, 50K, 100K months easily with ease. Because at that point you can sell high ticket. You could sell a mentorship, you can sell some kind of high ticket service that's run off a personal brand or some kind of content fucking platform. And then all you need is 3 to 5 people to make 10K. If you're selling something for $2,000, you just need 5 people to make 10K a month. And then if you sell something for 5K, you just need 2 people to make 10K a month, 4 people to make, what is that, 20K a month. The math is so simple. And then eventually you're just gonna be out here living in a beautiful place like this and fucking rocking it. But it starts with content. It's all about content. It doesn't matter anything else. Content is the #1. You don't have to learn everything. You can be a little bit good at a little bit of everything. You don't have to be crazy good at appointment setting. You don't have to be really good at funnel building. You can delegate all that work, but content is the answer to everything. That's what my mentor told me. Content. It's gonna work itself out. You can delegate. You can hire people who are way better than you at sales. You can hire people who are way better than you at coaching. But if your content is fucking pristine, everything's gonna work itself out. That was a little tangent I wanted to run up on.
I like it. That was a good talk to the camera right there.
You like that?
Yeah.
There's a little
I felt it.
You felt it? When you're talking to the camera, you got to be raw and authentic. It's hard to really do that right off the bat when you first start, but with practice and with a bunch of reps, you're just going to be able to flow. And it's really like you're just talking to your friend, because your friend is the ICP, and the ICP should be an extension of yourself. That's the easiest way to do it, especially when you're starting out. That's the #1 way that you're going to be able to like resonate and connect with people. If you just can talk to someone like you're talking to your friend, like usually my friend, you're holding the camera, but I'm pretty much like imagining that you, person watching, you are like one of my best friends, and I'm just giving you some solid advice for the stuff that I'm trying to teach you. So that's the trick. You just got to think of the person as your best friend, someone who's chill, like a friend. Don't take it too serious. Never refer to the camera as, hey guys, or hey everybody, because you're only talking to one person. People who are experiencing the video that you're watching is a person himself. And it's selfish of you to think that you can talk to everyone, because that's not the truth, because everyone is having their own experience when they watch your content. That's another thing I would say.
No, it's huge.
It's huge, bro. Even though we talked about how like the front end is so important, if you have all of this traffic coming in on the front end because your content is just so good, so much value, but you're not able to convert those people into active leads, people who are actually going to buy your product, because you have viewers, people who are watching and consuming your content, but to a certain point, you need to convert them into customers. So how do you do that? It's with sales. It's with proper sales funnels and techniques, and taking people from the top of your funnel, the content, all the way to the bottom of your funnel to where they pay you. That takes a lot of skill, and it's easier to find someone who can do that for you, but the only way to find someone who can do that for you is by knowing how to do that and what it looks like. Because as an entrepreneur, you should never just delegate work to someone and hire somebody if you've never done it yourself. So it's important to learn all these things, at least to a minimum level where you can actually like close deals, for example. But I wouldn't go and hire like a sales rep if I didn't have any experience in sales, because how would I know that guy is going to crush it for me if I have no idea what it looks like to crush it in sales myself? So before you recruit someone and hire someone, you actually have to do the task yourself in order to know that they're going to be good and that you're going to just save so much time in the long run and save a lot of money. Because if you just hire a sales rep who's shit, you're just going to be leaving so much money on the table. Rather, you should learn sales yourself. You should learn the back end funnel. You should learn how to convert someone from a viewer all the way down to a fucking purchasing customer in the buyer's seat who's going to pay you that high ticket price. extremely important to learn every aspect of the business model, whether it's sales, marketing, funnel building, recruiting, and being the coach, the content, every single piece of the puzzle you need to be so good at, because that's the only way you're going to know how to hire someone who can delegate that. And look at that fucking bird. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's incredible.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. He knows
what we're talking about.
He knows exactly what the hell we're talking about. But yeah, that was pretty good. I think so. More back end, right? Because back end and funnel building, like that whole idea is so important, because if you have all this great content but you don't know how to close deals, how are you actually going to make money? There's so many people out there who just rely on brand deals and brands to start paying them money for sponsoring a product or some kind of service or some kind of digital product. But the truth is, you can't rely on that to make a full-time income. There's no way you're going to be able to work remotely and go to the place that you want to travel to, go to Bali, go to Thailand, travel, have a Euro summer. There's no way that you're going to be able to do that if you don't know how to run a full-on business. And if you don't treat your content like it's a fucking real business, then it's going to treat you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business and you operate at a high level, you're going to be able to live that lifestyle. If you treat it like a hobby, you're going to make hobby money. That's what an influencer is. If you want to actually turn it into a business, you have to flip the script and start treating it like a business, and you're going to start getting paid out like a business. That's good. Everybody gets their own style of talking to the camera, and it just takes reps. But I love being able to like educate people, and like I feel so passionate. I can speak about it for an extended period of time, and in turn, whenever I'm like teaching something or preaching something, I'm always very passionate. So it's important to talk about things that you're passionate about on camera and things that you know a lot about, because if you don't, you're going to be like having a lot of stutters, a lot of ums and ahs. And there's even things for myself where like I'm still learning it, so it's pretty hard to get a grip on how to really articulate your words when you're talking about something that you don't really have that much information about, that you don't really know. But when you know a lot about something, if you told me, Michael, tell me a story about the best basketball game that you've ever played, I could tell you that in detail because I'm picturing it, I'm imagining it. Because when you know something that well, you're basically visualizing, and you're so knowledgeable about something that your words will just flow and articulate itself without having to try that hard. Because if I told you to tell me a story about the craziest day in high school that you've ever had, you're going to be able to tell me in full detail and explain from that first person point of view how that day went, what it looked like, what the weather was like, what time of the day, who was there with you. All of these things flow out of your mouth. That's the way you need to talk about your business. That's the only way you're going to have conviction in what you're selling and what you're preaching and what you're educating to the audience. So know your shit, period.
Yeah, and they know it. They know it too.
These guys know it.
These guys know it, man. Yeah. I kind of want to break down sales and the sales process about an offer. I think like being able to explain this will help me understand it more. When you explain something and when you teach something to someone or just talk on the camera about it, it's the easiest way to really learn it again and solidify that learning. But sales, super simple. There's 3 things in sales when it comes to closing deals. Number 1, diagnose. Number 2, position. And number 3, close. DPC. That's the easiest framework that you can know, and that's all you need to know. You don't need to know crazy objections. I mean, you need to know how to handle objections and how to like confront people with like their limiting beliefs and everything. You can do that by basically like influencing their identity and influencing like their perspective on life by changing it. It's something called neuro-linguistic programming. Basically, like it's very advanced sales in that sense, where you're completely flipping the script about how they view the world and how they see things. Because when someone has a limiting belief about like, I don't have the money, it's like, well, does you not having the money mean that you're not willing to find a way to get the money to get to where you want to go? Basically like flipping like their perspective on money. It's like, okay, like just because you don't have the money, does that mean that you're not willing to find a way to get the money so that in turn you can find a way to get to where you want to go? And by flipping that script on them at core, it's so simple. You diagnose somebody as someone selling an offer. You're basically a doctor. You're helping somebody achieve something. So you need to diagnose them. And when you diagnose them, super simple. You find out their current situation, number 1. Where are they at? Number 2, find out their desired situation, where they want to go. And number 3, find out their barriers. What is stopping them? Why are they on the call? Why haven't they already achieved desired situation? Those 3 things you find out. And then once you find those things out, you position your offer, your product, your service, whatever it is that you're selling, you position that as a tailored fit solution to the barriers that they're facing so that they can achieve their desired result. Offering your product or service as a tailored fit solution will make them see it as an absolute no-brainer. And then at that point, when somebody realizes that you can fully help them and get them to where they want to go, their desired situation, that's when the pendulum swings in your favor, and that's when you get control of the full-on call. The person who's in control in sales is the person asking the questions. So when you ask the questions, you're the person in control. You want to be always asking the questions. You always want to hold the power and authority in the call. You never want the prospect to be asking you questions, because if someone asks you a question, you could just ask them a question about their question. So that's like probably one of the number 1 things things when it comes to selling, but also just having conviction in what you're selling, like actually believing it. And that's what comes with selling a really good offer and a really good product. You should be selling something that you actually believe that you would do. If you're selling something you wouldn't do it yourself, you wouldn't invest into it, then you're not going to really have conviction in what you're selling, and you're not probably going to be closing a lot of deals, and you should probably get off of that offer and sell something that you actually would do and that you would actually genuinely believe in. When you're a coach, when you're trying to create an offer, when you're an entrepreneur, you need to make something that's like a complete no-brainer. I would fucking invest into my own thing if it was 5K, because I believe that, like, holy smokes, if I can learn sales, if I can learn how to make really good content and create an offer and fucking close deals, fuck, that's worth 10K to me. So like, you need to create something for yourself that's worth the money that you're charging for. Otherwise, if you're just talking out your ass, no one's gonna buy it, because if you're not gonna buy it yourself, who the fuck's gonna buy your shit? So much bad stigma in the info product industry, bro. There's so many people like selling a course that they don't believe in, or they're selling it to the wrong people. If you're selling something to somebody that's not going to benefit from the offer that you're selling, you're not fucking doing it right, because that person is not going to benefit from the thing that you're selling, so why would you sell it to them? So that's what a lot of these people do. They sell something to someone who's not really qualified, or who's not really going to get them the results that they're going to get or that they're looking for, because they're not at a current stage in their life where they're going to be able to do that. Like, for example, like if you're selling like a fucking e-com offer to like some 13-year-old kid who doesn't really know anything about business, or who can't really have money to invest into ads and stuff, that's a horrible sale. Even if you get them on the hook for a 5K offer, they pay in full, it's like, how is that going to benefit the business if they're not going to be able to see the results that they're looking for, just because they're not in the stage in their life where they can do it? So just because someone has the money to buy into your offer, you don't always want to take every sale. Yes, do that if you're wanting to make as much money as possible, but if you're wanting to build like a long-term brand, only sell it to people who are qualified and who are actually going to do the work. Because if you find people who are qualified and who are willing to do the work and are willing to invest in themselves into something high ticket, you're not even going to have to do much work on your end, because they're going to do the work themselves. They just want your input, like the hand holding and the little bit of micro adjustments from your end, because you're the expert. And at the end of the day, they're going to get what they want because they're so committed to whatever it is, because they invested so much money into your offer. So that's the type of people that you should want, because anyone else is just a bad prospect and just going to ultimately be a bad student or a bad customer. Talking about that stuff, it's really valuable for me just to better understand the whole thing. Sales is a game of communication. The better you are at communication and articulating your thoughts and words efficiently, the better you are at fucking selling. Just being like a good person, having charisma with someone. Like, sales is so hard because it's like people think that they need to put on this front and be detached from the offer and be all like super serious about it. Like, this is the way we run things. It's like, bro, you're just talking to another human. Like, you're just like connecting with a friend. Like, hey, we can help you out. This is what we do. And if it doesn't work out, like, it's all good. I'll point you in the right direction if it makes sense. At the end of the day, I'm just here trying to help you out. Like, you're on this call for a reason. So if it makes sense, if we want to lock arms at the end of the day, perfect. If not, that's cool as well. There's no pressure here. That's the way you should go about sales, being detached, because it's like when you're detached from the offer and you're not attached to some kind of outcome, like, fuck, I need to pay the fucking bills, I need this, then you're not going to sell, because people are just going to instantly smell it in the room. They're going to be like, oh, this guy's fucking a salesman. He's trying to sell me on something. Like, the best sales reps, the best people who can sell something to you are the people who make you feel like it's not even a sales call. A lot of people get it mixed up because it's like they start selling them on the offer. Like, for example, for you, bro, the person who is trying to sell you, he just dropped price in the DMs. If you're dropping the price in the DMs saying, yeah, my mentorship's $3,000, it's all this and that, bro, you don't even know if you can actually help out the person yet. It doesn't make sense to quote someone on a price if you don't even know that you can help them out. So why would you quote them on $3,000 mentorship when you don't even know that, like, they need what you're offering? That's what the whole sales process is for. That's why you can't replace sales reps with AI, because you need that human connection to actually figure out if it's going to make sense to work together. The person needs something, but you don't even know what they need. And that's what the sales call is for. You got to figure out what they need, because people will buy things that they need, and people will buy from someone they know, like, and trust. So that's all it is, man. Just being a chill person, knowing the sales process and knowing like how to actually go about doing something. Because, bro, if I told you like, hey, buy my course, you're going to get a lot of value out of it. No, you're not going to get value out of it, because I don't even know if I can help you out. And if someone asks you about the price right off the bat on the sales call, and it's like, bro, at this point in time, I don't even know what the price is for you, because I don't know what that would look like based on the level of help and support that you need, because we like to offer people a tailored fit solution based on the level of help and support that they would need in order to see success, in order to see results. So I don't know what that number would look like. Quite frankly, I'd feel horrible quoting you on something like that, because I don't even know if I can help you out. So a little bit of objection handling there. Yeah, my brain's kind of fried.
Oh, dude, you went on for a while there. That guy that was trying to sell me his one-on-one mentorship, he was so dialed in before the offer or the price got in. And as I said that, I felt filled out this form and I said that I didn't want to pay anything for it, or it was something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
Never heard a thing from him after that.
It is completely.
So yeah, so it was all about the money at the end of the day, and that's all he cared about.
Best fucking people are the people who are going to still give you value at the end of the day. I hope I can point you in the right direction, maybe give you a video or something, like some kind of free course module that I did that can potentially give you value if you don't want my one-on-one help, because that's what you should be doing as a creator, as a business owner. You should be giving free stuff, because that's the way you build trust. But number one, like, you should just be giving information away, like, for free, because like, how selfish are you to not give away free information that's already out there? Anyone can find all these 10K courses online. There's so many courses on YouTube that you can find. So it just goes to show that that guy was all about the money. He didn't say anything afterwards.
Even the fact that maybe at some point, maybe let's say a month or two down the line, I could have changed my mind because I thought that I maybe wanted to pay for his course, right? And I never heard a single thing from him, even just telling me that it was okay or he'll help me still. There was no follow-up, you know?
Yeah.
And there was no like relationship in terms of him actually being the one that I wanted to pay for this course, you know?
Yeah.
It just felt like it was very
transactional.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's huge, bro, because a lot of the sales happen in follow-ups, bro. Like, the people who make the most money, like, as a sales rep, but also like as a business owner in general, are the people who follow up. Because just because someone doesn't want to buy the thing that you're selling right away, sometimes people do have to think about it. Sometimes people do have to talk to their wife. Some people aren't willing to make that decision right away, and that's okay. If you create enough value right off the bat, they genuinely need to talk to like their wife about it and figure things out, like, let them, because there's always going to be another prospect in the fucking door. There's always going to be someone else wanting to buy your thing. So it's not like you're losing money unless you're desperate. But if you're detached from the sale, like I mentioned, and you're not dying for this guy's like money, then maybe down the line, if you create that long-term relationship and say, hey, just because it's not a good fit for us to work together now, doesn't mean it's not a good fit forever. Maybe down the line we can work something out. Boom. Maybe that guy would have made the sale. He would have gotten some high ticket price out of you, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
There was no relationship there at all.
Yeah, man. So that's when you're gonna fail in your business, bro. Because business is people and relationship building. If you look at people as transactional, if you look at every person you meet as like, well, how much money can I get out of them? Bro, if you're just in this mindset of like trying to take, and what kind of value can I get out of this? Bro, that's not how you're gonna go far in life. The only way you're gonna go far is like, how can I serve somebody? How can I benefit someone else's life so that I can benefit my own life? It's a two-way road, man. It's about building relationships. That's what business is. Business is relationship building, and it's about solving a problem for someone who needs the problem to get solved. Simple as that. And about doing that in a nice, like, normal way, not being transactional.